My biggest worry before going abroad was I was super nervous about making friends.
So I was definitely scared to go alone and, take on another country and continent by myself.
I think for me, my biggest fear was probably just not knowing anyone going in. I was doing it through a third party. No one from Butler had gone on that particular program in maybe 5 years.
I was worried about the language barrier for sure. I had studied Spanish for 7 years before I went, but only in a classroom setting. And I was going with a group of American students, but we were staying with host families. We were going to be completely immersed in the Chilean culture, and all of our coursework and experiences would be in Spanish.
So my biggest worry was living with a host family and also my safety abroad just in general.
I think that most of the things that worried me about going abroad didn't actually happen, and I wasn't worried about them when I got there, because as soon as you get there, you're just like in this whole new world, and it's something that like kind of makes everything like all the worries escape your mind.
As soon as I got my housing assignment before I even left, I was able to actually FaceTime the girl that I was going to room with, and then we ended up moving seats to sit next to each other on the plane, which I think was just like a big weight lifted off me.
So it was actually my host family abroad that helped me ease my worries about being safe in general. I made a great connection with them and built a great relationship with them just because I was scared about it being awkward and I didn't want any issues to arise.
Speaking and living in the language 24/7 was a lot different from anything I'd done before, but I was able to sort of pick it up and carry myself and see an immense amount of growth in my language ability from the day I got there and the day I left.
So a lot of people are afraid that if they study abroad, they may not be able to graduate in time, or they may not be able to afford it all because you have the different fees.
I think a lot of people think that going away to a different country or continent is going to be atrociously expensive, but Butler did a really nice job of laying out all the finances and how everything was going to work, and luckily with my program I paid as I would at Butler, so nothing really was more than my cost of travel.
If you talk to any of the study abroad advisors, they'll really walk you through it, and there's so many different lengths of programs and different types of programs, so you can find one that matches your major particularly, or you can just go for the summer or even just winter break.
What my friends and I did when we were abroad is every week we would budget how much money we were spending. So we would see how much we were spending on food and our transportation, transportation passes, and other fun things. I had to pay for flute lessons while I was abroad, so that was an extra expense. And then making sure that we were in the price range we set, so then that would determine where we went that weekend.
The study abroad advisors are wonderful, and they will work with you to make sure that you can either find classes you can take abroad, or you can figure out a different method of ensuring that you get your classes, like taking summer courses or something along those lines.
It's a very nerve-wracking experience, but the second you get there, you'll find that the excitement begins to outweigh the nerves. And if it's something you want to do, as soon as you can, attend an info session, talk to your advisor. There's plenty of time to take all the steps. I knew I wanted to go when I started here. I think for very first semester, I attended an info session, and I talked to my advisor shortly after. We fit it into our master plan, and I still can't believe I finally went.